Hello, hello. Friday morning, all time highs setting in. 3 minutes to open here. Waiting on Tim for incoming. Just ripping way away from the VWAP. Top of the channel. I was hoping we'd stay in this range right here and be a little sideways. So there's nothing I'm going to risk doing. Nothing I'm going to risk doing. What's going on with the book maps over there? Nothing much. Let's see. Make sure I got the sound going. We do. I'm going to do a quick refresh on it. Turn the chat back off. Try to save some CPU. Yeah, so pretty damn good week. Excuse my French. 8,000 or 9,000 bucks this week. In the cash account, not trading prop firms. Marked out these highs and lows on the 1 hour earlier, before I started recording here. They're not going to show now. That's interesting. Come on now, he was just in there. Where are you? Where you be? There they are. There, right there. So that's your previous, actually all-time high from yesterday, right in that range of those wicks. And so anyway, looks like it wants to take it back out. Looks like we're going to the moon. Going to the moon. I think I'm going to wait for my 15-minute opening range little indicator here to start developing. See what she looks like around the 5-minute mark. See if I can't find a setup for a trade. Just too far from VWAP for me. I feel like I'd be chasing it. You know what I mean? I feel like if I should have got into it in pre-market in here, cross over the EMAs and the VWAP simultaneously, that might have been a good place to get into some entries in there. What did it look like on the ones back there? Yeah, see, it was still that crossover there. You'd have stopped you out, though. You wouldn't have been able to stay in if you was following the ones. Too much chop. Just really no action in there. No, that's all Whip City. This is the one right here, the bottom of the channel. Came into the channel, right, from high flying off the bottom of that linear channel. See what I mean? Look at this turnaround we already had back to the bottom. I want to see it come down here to VWAP, be honest with you. Whoever's watching, this VWAP somewhere down in here, so that 728 level, somewhere right in there, is what I'll be looking for. Of course, after we establish these ranges. Here we go. We're off to the races. She be open. The market is open. Well, Tim is not here yet, so I don't know what Tim is doing. He's got the invite. He might be on the can. You know, that happens sometimes. That happens. That happens. All right, we got the Ninja Trader account plugged in. Ready to go. Ready to go. 43 seconds into the actual market open. Let's see what they want to do. See what they want to do. I'm not getting any sound here. It's because my wife turned it down. Now we got some sound. Now I can hear some ticking going on the trusty book map over there. Not doing nothing right now. Look at all those contracts. It's a Friday, so you gotta be real careful. I'm gonna size down. I'm gonna take 2 NQs at a time instead of, you saw me yesterday, I did 25, but we had a great setup yesterday for the open short. Fill that gap, you know what I mean? And it worked perfectly. Did about $2,505 in a 40-second trade yesterday's video, and live, recorded live. It's posted if you want to go back and see it. I went through all the setup and how I did it, and not everybody can do that. Got to have your margin up there a good bit to do 25 contracts. Here we go. We're settling down again. It's only 1 minute in. Let's go ahead and switch it to the 5. We'll work on the 5 at the bottom of that 5-minute candle range. No decisive. Nobody's run with it. So that's what I was worried about. It would just chop us out if you try to do an opening play there. Nothing just really set up because it already made this run. It was so far from VWAP. You know, I really want to see it come down and get back to that overnight low. The highs from yesterday, I mean, and during the session. Get back to this line right here, this VWAP. It wouldn't surprise me if it comes all the way back down to here, and that's that 597, 600 area. We'll see. We'll see here. Trying to scalp a little bit. On Fridays, I try to make like $500. I don't get greedy. Fridays could be choppy, especially getting close to lunch. And New York boys take off half a day. A lot of them do. A lot of them be taking off this morning. A lot of them be talking about the weekend, so it can be readjustments. It's options expiration day, as everybody probably knows. So if you're inclined, on the other screen over here, I'm watching my put and call walls, and right now we're good. We're kind of inside of a range. We've got a lot of calls down in this range, down in here, like the 7, or is it 650s? You got a lot of puts, a lot of puts down there. Here he comes. So we're just keeping that going. Good morning, Tim. Just keeping that going. We're gonna watch Ashy on 2 today over here on the side one. Let's do like this.
Yeah, it's going down. Going downtown.
Yeah, just kind of still in that 5-minute range. Just still hovering right there. I want to see it come back to VWAP, to be honest. Our VWAP catch up to it. Nothing to be done. Look at those wicks. Look at those wicks. All right. Another minute and so, and we'll have the 5-minute range set up. Then we'll see if we can't get us a breakout or breakdown and take a trade. I'm size way down today. Just going to do 2 contracts, Tim. Going to do 2 so I can leg out of one and have one runner. Got the Ashies up on the side monitor. It's all selling right now. Not aggressive though. A lot of contracts rolling through. 10 million, 8 million, 9 million, 12 million. A lot of contracts. Okay. Yeah, they don't look like that they are correlating. Where am I at? 5 minutes CME. Here we go. If we can get our first 5-minute candle here. 15 seconds. 15 seconds. Seems a little weird. Something feels off. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's me. Maybe it's me. Maybe I need a beer. All right, here we go. Switching down to the ones. There's our range. We're breaking that 5-minute range right now. Right at the bottom of it. Tails are getting smaller, so we might be getting some direction here. Let's shoot for that VWAP. I might take a short here in a second. Get to that VWAP, that is, and break through it. Be a good place to take a short. Good place to take a short down there at the VWAP. Let's get the hat around back. Let's get ready here. All right. I don't know what to do. It's really weird. It's really weird. Histogram built up there really weird. I don't know. I don't feel anything.
It's breaking down.
It's a trickle effect. I hate those kind of trades. Because if you get in it when it's trickling, that means you could be in it when it goes violently the other way.
Right.
You know what I mean? I like to just know it's going violently one way and jump on. All right, let's make sure we got the sound up. Our thumper. Let's go see what Sorts is doing. Oh, I got a sound on him. He's doing the same thing, not in any trades. Oh, he is in a trade. He's about $50 made in a trade there. Let's see what Pat's doing. I will go over here.
We got a little rebound, but
not much, right?
Let's still going.
Let's see if Pat's taking any trades yet.
NVIDIA's pumping to the moon right now.
NVIDIA's to the moon. NVIDIA making new highs, huh? That's what Pat says.
Yeah, I tried to buy it yesterday, but I did too low. Looks like
Pat is right. He's exactly right. These candles look really weird. Little bitty candles, big old tails coming down in there. No, thank you. No, thank you. Whip you right out.
trying to sell some calls. have to figure out, do I want to cash in $300 or try to sell it to the car?
Well, yeah, it's hard to get short right on top of VWAP. He's right. I can't do it either. He is right. Mike has his charts on, but he is not on camera. What happened to him? Okay. It's pulling back to VWAP like I'd asked it to. Now let's see if it's going to give me the $1,000 like I also asked it to.
It's trying to go to I don't
Yep.
think it's going to make it, but that's the feeling.
Well, we're on the button. If it breaks through VWAP and we got some good bookmap action, then I'm going to take it. Right now, we're just trickling down, and we can't take those trickle downs. Here comes the sellers. Come some sellers.
Yeah.
Come some
I just
sellers.
imagine they're trying to take it down to the
Yeah, and I'm expecting an overshoot here. So either we're going to do a really fast scalp of a short, or we'll wait for a test and see if this thing bounces. You know they're going to want it to go to the moon today. 25,000 and hit that rascal by 1 point and then drop like a rock when everybody goes to lunch in the New York City. And then we could find some entries for our long portfolio. Desperately need some entries. Been like a chasing a falling knife, except it's falling up.
good day to buy some Amazon. I thought I got a really good AMCU at 38.25. I'm already up to 30.
That's cool. I'm fully allocated, so I got to let. Is that yours or is that ours? Is that you?
Yeah.
Mine's not making any noise.
Let me see what my delay is. Hang on.
Do.
That's for that study from 6 to 10. That one.
All right, let's see what we got here. Mine's not making any noise. I'm going to refresh it. I'm caught up. I'm only 3 seconds delayed. Yeah, let's see, 33, 37. Yeah, I'm like three and a half seconds delayed. So there we go. There we go. Well, we missed it. A little flat top breakout of the EMAs. Let's just wait a second. I'm going to wait a second. I still haven't produced that first 15-minute candle. Got a big range on this opening candle here.
There it goes. It's going back up. This is where I would buy. I could have bought, like you said, the flat top breakout. Too late.
Yeah, we missed a little run right there trying to get our stuff synced up, but that's okay. There'll be something else. Here we go. Here we go. The buyers have stepped in. Let's see if they're going to make a new high on the day. Not yet.
Do a wick pullback.
Not yet.
It's pulling back on the wick. Pretty good. There it goes. It's coming down.
Yeah.
Well, look at that candle. That's going to be the world's greatest spinning top.
Look at it on the 15. Look at it on the 15 minute.
I got mine on the one. Oh, it came and went green.
Oh, me, it's whipping around right now, y'all. That's crazy. Let's just see here. We don't have any setups really. That little flat top breakout right there would have been fine to take 5 or 10 points, but all these wicks just worried me. You know how many times they tried to get through the EMA. So, usually you get that many attempts, it'll break down. It doesn't usually break up. But then we had the VWAP for support, so just too much going on there for me to allocate any cash. Anyway, this red line here, green line here is a formation of the 15-minute range. Okay, we're at the very top of what's been the 15-minute thus far, but we hadn't put that first candle in yet. So on the 15-minute, we still have 2 minutes, 12 seconds. And we are just right up there at the top of that range. We're also at the top of the linear regression. And we're trailing down here on green volume. So really not anything convincing. Even that little run we had on book maps there a second ago is already exhausted and pulled right back to where it started. Little pop here, drop. So I'm going to, let me turn down Patrick over here. He's on a tirade. Mike is not in the office. He's live, but he ain't sitting there trading. Book maps it is for now. We're going to go to the movies today to see Downton Abbey. Catch that with some hot dog. I'm going to break my diet today for a movie theater hot dog. That's what I'm wanting. We're Downton Abbey fans. So this is going to be fun. First one without my ma, though. My ma died. Look at go. At 1 minute, we'll put this 15-minute calendar in. It feels like we might have an inside day. I got my lines marked off to where we want to go. I'm going to take this one out because that was just a mark for the VWAP. But your two basic big areas. Here's your all-time high, or highs yesterday, rather. And here's their most recent significant low right here. Pullback low there. And then there's your all-time high range. So I'm not feeling it. I'm just not feeling it. I don't want to give anything back. The VWAP did provide a little bump when we were talking about it, but so early in the run there, but all those fails of the EMAs, I just thought my mind was on a continuation and then through VWAP, and I was going to take it there. As I said, I marked that area out. All right, here we go. 15-minute is in. There's your 15-minute. Now this little indicator will stop and just produce the same line all the way across. And the bottom of that range is sitting right at VWAP. That's interesting. So we're just
46. The difference is 46.
Yeah, right there. 36. So we wait. We can switch it up to a 2. That'll match our ASCII on the side screen over here. We got the the whole other screen going over the side with this all of this setups over there. I'm watching text messages. I'm watching. Oh shoot, I get it signed out. I'm watching Truth. I'll sign back into that in a second. See if the boss does anything. Good to go here. No setups, y'all. There's been nothing to happen. It's okay to sit on your hands. Nothing. Down to 5, under 5, now under 4 contracts. So we're starting to calm down a little bit. Let's see what the VIX is doing today. Look at Tesla ripping. Tesla's ripping. And the VIX still holding in at mid-15s on the VIX. So we'll have a little volatility. Not much. That's still low. Anything under 20. Just chop, sideways chop. Look at the wicks too, man. That's how you get, you can't get a run on a 2-minute candle. It looks like every stop city. And look at your histogram too. Your this volume profile is all weird. Up, down, down, up. Yeah. We just sit on our hands, people. Put your hands down. Scan other stuff. Let's go see what some of our favorites are doing. What's Pat doing? He's sitting on his hands with his Porsches in the shop today. Mike is not at the desk. That's surprising. I don't know what Mike is doing. Next week, Pat is doing a 1-day tournament. Kind of my idea. And the idea you and I was talking about, I shared the outline with you. 2 girls, 2 of the prominent internet influencer trading girls are going to go in there and trade head-to-head for $25,000. 1-day competition. So I'm just looking now to do, I'm going to wait till maybe another 30 minutes if I try to trade inside of this 15-minute range. because I want to give this time for the boys in New York to give some momentum. And frankly, I'm going to quit around 9:30 Eastern. So 10:30 their time, I'm going to not take any more trades. As you guys know, Friday rules in place, as they say. Friday rules in place. Plus, I got to take a shower to go to the movies. But NASDAQ is choppy, choppy, chop. This is when I get my system up. I'll be able to talk to my AI assistant, and she'll be watching all the charts. What is the Dow doing? What is the S&P doing?
Oh,
Here we go.
this stuff is
Here we go. Let's see. Let's wait.
the perfect spindle size. Shipping back and forth.
I mean, we had some good volume come in right there, but no, they're still not running. You know, we're still just in the 15-minute range, and it's pretty big. 15-minute range is pretty big.
1 minute, I have
That's not that bad. 46, 15-minute range, 45, 50. 45-point range here. 45 point. We just want 20 of that, and we call it a day. Call it a day. Look at these tops on these things. Scary, man. Just scary. You be running up, waiting for one more candle in that breakout, and boom, pull right back and stop you within 1 2-minute candle. No, thank you. Your ASHI tells the trick. Look at your ASHI. There's no conviction whatsoever. You got tails on both sides. That's not good. That's one of the best ones. RSI is up there, though. Let's see if we can't unwind and get some smooth action here. I'm not liking this day at all. This is like a golfing morning. Should be golfing or fishing or whatever your thing is. You new traders, that's the first thing that's hard to learn. You blow those prop accounts, and you need to be blowing those prop accounts before you trade your own money. But you blow those prop accounts, a lot of times it's from boredom. You know, once you memorize your setups, you get disciplined. Here we go. We missed it. Just talking. I should have put an order up there. I should have put an order up there. Let's just wait. Should have put an order at the top of that range. That was the play. I'm sitting here talking about it. I got it marked out. I didn't put one in there. All right, now the next level though is right here. So let's see if we can break the high day. I'm not going to fade into this. I got a feeling this thing wants to go to up today. I'm going to go ahead and put in an order right here. Let's just see if we can't get through there and get a quick scalp if we get any momentum. I'm ready to close it out as well if it doesn't have a book map, so the volume went away. Just wicked the high of the day yesterday. Oh no, I'm not feeling good about it. I'm going to cancel that order because this was a pretty big run. I'm going to wait for a 1 minute pullback. I might even go down to 45 seconds. Let's watch it on a 45. Let's get a little pullback. Long ways from the VWAP too. So this is gambling, but what we're hoping is a 15-minute opening range is creating some support. Put on some pivots here. Let's see what our pivots look like this morning. Yeah, we're almost already there. Almost already there to target. That VWAP play was perfect. Look at that, a 1, 2, 3, 4 for profit. Off the bottom of the linear right there would have been a good play. It's just too early in the session for me. I don't like to do any of that kind of stuff to establish the range. There, I would have been triggered. Let's see if I got some points. Triggered. Yes. Oh, yes. It would have been good. My intuition was right. I did not pull the trigger, chat. Did not pull the trigger. You ain't feeling it. You ain't feeling it. What was that? What did I just miss on that? Let's just see. I was right there. And entry was right there. So I missed about 12 or 13 points. 12 or 13 points. Now we took out that recent highs right there. That's what that red line represents. If you go back, that range back here. So that line is no longer significant. So we're going to move it. And now we're basically in blue sky territory, aren't we? Let's go to the 4-hour chart. Reset it. Yeah, here we go. There it is. All-time highs right here, sitting right at it. This is the most recent low on the 4-hour, and I think it's going to be more like about right. Yeah, about right there. Don't want to break down through that. Now what do you do, Tim? This is scary, man. We got no way to tell anything. Let me put on the side screen. I'm going to go ahead and put the, I'm going to throw up the put and call walls. with our own indicator. Yeah, so we're at call wall right now. Yeah, we're at a call wall right now. Let's switch it back to the 45s. Let's try to find us a trade here. This is a boring recording. This is when I was recording. What you didn't make any money, yeah, but I didn't lose a bunch either. Don't want to give any of the weekly money back and on a Friday. A lot of traders don't even trade on Friday. They just don't trade Fridays. Some people don't trade Wednesdays because of news and stuff. Everybody's got their own systems, I guess. Yeah, we just sitting here waiting, looking at the markets. Let's see, he's taking anything. Yeah, he's got it marked out the same as I got it marked out. Mike is not at the desk. Stream is running. Got to send some videos up. Let's just see. That was a nice little move above these recent highs right there. So that was a nice pop above that 15-minute opening range. All right. Let's see if we're going to pull back. I wouldn't mind taking a short down to the VWAP here, but there's no momentum. No momentum. We have declining volume profile. There it goes, breaking through the EMAs. I'm going to call it and say that this is probably going to pull back to the VWAP or maybe bounce off the 15-minute opener range, this green line. Let's see what it does. See if we pull back into that 15-minute opening range. I was right to take that order off, chat. If I'd have done a real quick scalp, I might have got that 10 or 12 points, but it rolled right back over. So that's a lesson for you right there is don't chase it. You know, I should have put my orders right above the 15-minute opening range line and took that scalp right there. And I was talking and not paying attention. It happens. It happens. Now, if we can go, this looks like a pretty good bull flag developing here. But look at these two wicks, man. They really worry me. Really worry me. You got to consider that that's your range. You know, you have to reasonably put your stop down here. And so, you know, your range now is 20 points. So 20-point range, that's a lot. On two contracts, you do the math, trading the NQ. You know that the market makers want to see 25,000 just to brag about it, but it takes a bunch of us going in the same direction to get that, and then the hedge guys be taking the risk off today probably. So we'll be getting the risk off. We'll be selling a little bit. I'm on the 45-second right now.
The red candle on the 1 minute. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I was just commenting on is how big a range this is. It's pretty big. I could go down to an MNQ, but you start making money on those. Those are good, you know, when you're learning and everything, especially when you first go to your cash account. But to make any money, you're gonna have to trade the NQ or the ES. I prefer the NQ. It's easy to follow the Mag 7. Oh, let's see what's it going to do here. This is not really a flat top or flat bottom sort of a scenario because of this tail here and this tail here. If this was consolidated tight without those, I'd place orders around both sides and try to make a run on it. And you know, as long as Bookmaps was favoring me with the graph and on advancers and decliners over here. Oh, man, I don't know. Got to straighten my fake hair. Yeah, we just chopping. Trickle, 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 trickle.
You know what those sounds
No.
on a TWB? He's got software.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
You get the funds, and then you have the funds, and you can make the sounds you want.
Oh, I got you. I got you. I got you. This is nothing. Right now, we're right back down there to the top of the 15-minute opening range, which is here and here, way away from the VWAP. So just like we said earlier, I want to pull it back. I normally would take the trades down in this range as it approaches the EMAs, but I don't take them that early in the session. So let's see if we can, when we've been so choppy back in here. So I would rather wait, and we'll get to get us another setup some point, or we'll just quit. 8:58, 9:58 for the boys, New York City, where they make that good salsa.
You mean New York City?
New York City.
Only place was good salsa.
I don't know. About as boring a day I can remember in a while. He's right. We definitely got a bull flag developing, a nice classic one, but still that tail right there worries me, but we've already negated it. So let's see if we get the pullback bull flag. Let's stand it up a little more. You can get a nice picture of it. The 20 period EMA, that's the blue line. Let's see if she holds. We got a breakdown. I'm tempted to take a short here if this flag fails and we get a waterfall here. See, we still got this little gap right there. For you ICT people, I know I see it, and it could be, all of this converging to a little wave right here. So I think if we break this previous 1 minute candle here, I'll drop down on 45s, about right there. I'll take a stab at it for a quick one. Going to get out. All right, quick $80. Didn't need to get out. Look at that candle. I knew that was going to be a bounce off that 15 minutes. So what we did was look how fast it pulled back, chat. So take profit, see profit, take profit, right? Look at that wick. That's what I'm saying. These wicks all around in here make me nervous. Once the day starts off with wicks, it always ends with wicks. So you just got to learn the markets. Look backwards at all these wicks on these 45-second candles. No decisiveness, right? Look at this monster here, and all of them. Even the ones that look little compared to the other ones would scare me on any normal day. So especially when the ashy candles, look at these ashies. They're just horrible. No really direction. We only got, and that's on the 45. Watch on your twos, which you really should do it. No direction at all. Top end, bottom tail. So that little run in here would have been okay, right? But you still would look how far you stopped would have had to been. So I think we did good just to save that and just put a little bit of money in the bank there. And look, it already is failing. So that turn, scary, man. I don't know. I'm thinking I'm not going to be trading that much today. We'll wait and see what happens. We only got about an hour anyway before we're going to quit here. It's one of those days where the lessons here that we could pull out would be to, watch your wicks, watch your volatility. Like, look at that histogram and our volume profile. No decisiveness. This is the only little arc that we had today. And it was, this is only 1 minute, so it wasn't anything self-sustained. There certainly is a micro scalping day, micro scalp, which we do anyway. But I like the micro scalp on setups that are really good, that some people will stay in longer. And but this is not. This is even hard to micro scalp. Right now, the 15-minute opening range high, it's holding together up there. That high node. That's what you could call it. See anything. Paying close attention to the book map on the advancers and decliners. It's just Trickle City right now. They're almost even. We like to see your advancers and decliners be about 1 million plus in difference, and the setup is going the way that it says. It's not a convergence, it's a confluence. And right now we got nothing. It's just dog crap. It might inch up, but look at those bottoming tails going backwards. And that's, you have to say that that's the volatility, right? And so it's a big volatility today to risk, 2 contracts here. If I wouldn't have taken a quick scalp right there, I'd be way underwater. That's why I was on the button. That wasn't even a trade I should have taken right at the top of the channel. That was a breakout play, strictly on book maps to scalp a little bit. Even this, see, we're not getting a nice flat top, flat bottom. We got a nice flat bottom right at the 15. 15 minute is holding up. It is holding up. But these topping tails, these top tails, it's. I don't like doing the flat bottom or flat top breakout play when we have these big tails, because a lot of times they'll be fake. You'll think like, let's pretend like we just put it you'd have to put it at the top of this wick. So look how much it would have to run before you even triggered. You really want it to be around this much distance. So between here and here be your flat top, flat bottom breakouts. And they work very, very well. 80% of the time for a micro scalping strategy, you can get paid off. Let's see, we're just going to put in another wick because my suspicion. I'm sorry, y'all, my hay fever's acting up today. I'll either edit this out or I won't, because people get mad when I edit it, when they say it's recorded live and you edit it. Right. Yes, I know it's recorded live. I recorded it live. And I did a jump cut to get away from a booger coming out of my nose. Right, Terry? Yeah. All right, there it was. If I'd have taken it, that would have been a big flat top breakout. We would not be in the money yet. Look, we're not in the money yet. It's pulled right back from the entry. It's still at the entry. What would it have done? It's still at the entry. Is it a fake out? We'd be under. We'd already almost be out. I'll tell you when. About right there. I'd be worried about it right now. 20 seconds into this trade, and she's not going anywhere. Back to our entry below. Yeah, see, right there would have been out. See, that would have been my stop loss right there. And look at it coming back. See, that's what I was worried about. That's why I did not put my order in. And look, it may rip, but what I'm saying is you can't just guess. You have to have your stop ready to go in your mind. And I manually do it. I urge everybody to put their stops in with a one-button deal until you get real used to it. But for you guys that know what I'm talking about, you used to get over on the flatten button and you watch your P&L right here by your flatten button. And when you get what you think the trade would yield based on what its kind of ebb and flow has been, there's been no clear direction. You got one boner candle here. We filled that gap, a fair value gap. If you're trading that way, that has other names of it as well. But anyway, that's kind of what we did. And that all got together. But look, there's been no momentum. You would think once we gathered up that liquidity, right, pulled back through the EMAs, bounced right off of the 15-minute high, opening range high for the orb. You got like 5 different setups working right there. But look, all it was, nothing went. It's top tailed. What I mean by that is you want to see this one, then the candle open above and go boom, boom, boom. You know what I mean? Sort of like this, but even this was scary because it tried here. It made it there, but it was exhausted. Put in, inverse hammer here. It's crazy. This is a crazy day. That's for sure. Crazy day. Volume's been all over. We've been as much as 12,000 down to 3,000. Let's see. Nvidia's up big today. Tesla's up. PLTU's up. Apple's up. A lot of sea of green, so it's trickling up. But for us trading these futures, it just looks pretty nasty. We are trickling up, but look how nasty it is. Where would your entry be when you're just hovering on your EMAs? You're not made any separation. Right here, you got one separation for like 3 minutes, and then look at this candle right here. It would have killed you if you'd have bought at the break of the previous candles here. You'd only had that much run. Your stop would have been way down here. So no, I just can't trade that. Can't trade it. He's right. Everybody's dying to put on a trade. I tell everybody, put yourself $1,000 in your Ninja Trader, and that'll allow you to do 2-3 contracts, and then see how you trade. You won't trade the same as you do with those prop firms. You know, you buy 5 accounts for $500. You really never anticipate getting a payout because of consistency rules. That's after you've tackled being able to make the profit and see the trades. I might switch over to the paper account here in a minute, and then we'll just throw like 100 contracts at it here and there willy nilly. Can't do that. Can't do that in your primary accounts. All right, we got a top. Maybe we're making another little U top and a drop. What do you think, people? Comment down there in the bottom what you think's about to happen, or you could just fast forward the video and you'll find out, won't you? Ashies look a little cleaner, but like this one's not finished, but they all got bottom and top tails. So I mean, that's your telltale for me. If you don't have, and no run today has been clean. There's not been a clean run since the open. We had a little bit of a clean run heading into the open pre-market, and then it exhausted itself, and then it's just garbage. Way oversold, way overbought right now. We're way overbought. I will bring that one over here. Put this tab over here with this tab. There you go. That's the Ashies I'm looking at. I got my put call spikes. So right now, nothing. This was a pretty big one here. Run into that wall. That's where that support come in at. And this is put and call wall meter. That's what this is down here. Let's do the reset. You can see this. Let's take this back down to a 1. No conviction. You can't trade that, even though it's trickling up. You know, when you're going up, you want only top tails on your ASHI candles. It's coming down, you want only bottom tails. And this, this is only one candle. What's been happening, it turns around in the candle, goes the other way. So just easy to spot this kind of a trickling chop. I am interested if it break the 15 minutes. So I'm going to do this just for the sake of saying we did something. I'm going to sell a couple of contracts right there. I wanted to break that other one though with force. We're going to be on the button. And I'm going to cancel it if it's not going to go, if it's going to trickle and if I don't have volume. So I'm watching the volume on the other screen. I'm on my cancel button. I don't want to trickle. So if it just goes down there and trickles and we're not getting some sellers, I'm going to take this off. See what I mean? I'm taking that order off. Let's wait and see what happens. So the 15 minutes holding up. So I'm just going to be on the button at buy or sell at market and do it that way. Normally, if we didn't have all this weird action and my Ashies were a little bit more clean, then I don't mind putting an order right here and waiting for it to trigger and then hitting the flatten button when I hit some profit, or when it reverses on me. But seems weird today. There it is, broke down. If I'd have put it in there, Jim, let's see if it comes back though. Let's see if it's a fake one or if we could test it. Right back. So I'm already would have lost money. I don't think I could have hit the button in time to get that little bit of money out of there. Do you? It's only 2.5 points. I don't think I could have hit the button quick enough. Coming back our way now, still developing. Everything actually looks like it's going to go down. This might be the VWAP run we were hoping for. I just don't feel it. I got a little money made today. Money on the week, green. And I made enough money for lunch in the movies, Terry. Take you on a date, 12 o'clock. Like old people do it, going to the matinee with our AARP card. You got to do it all, right? Look at that, boys, girls, ladies and gentlemen, turn right back around on us. This would have been a bad loser had I taken what I normally would take all the time. And you can't teach this part. See, this is the deal. You have the setups, right? And you have to memorize the setups. Then you got to execute them on paper money. Then you got to learn how to execute them in your prop house and be in your consistency windows and all that stuff. Then you got to start trickling in there with your own cash. As you go through that progression and you get to your own cash stage, okay, everything changes. And each stage is more difficult emotionally. And so like a lot of people, they'll, in the prop houses, they'll be saying, it's going to come back. It's going to come back. And they'll just forget all their plans and lose their hair. And this is now we're with 2 contracts in queues, look at that range. Now I'm 1,000. You already blew your account if you stayed in there. So you got to get out as soon as it doesn't go your way. In this one, it would have been, if it negated the previous body, I would have had to have gotten out. That'd have been about a $200 loss. But I knew not to get in. It's too choppy. Maybe the play right now is to see if we could come back to get to VWAP and get to the bottom of this range and get out of that linear regression box and see if VWAP will have us a couple bounces, and then we'll get some momentum going with it over here. We're down below 3 million contracts being traded. So if you look over on the right side of my screen, it's just nothing. And so we really need Bookmaps to come on board hot and heavy, like 2,000 contract difference, and then we'll jump on the train in that direction if everything else lines up. Like right now, we're above everything. We're holding the 15-minute opening range high. So if some buyers that come in here, I will just arbitrarily take that based on Bookmaps alone. So I'm looking at the orders. The orders are all even sitting out there. I don't see anything weird. There's no icebergs anywhere on your Bookmaps, and the orders are pretty much even on both sides. So it just means nobody wants to take control. I want to see somebody take control with gusto, and then we'll go in and hold it for just a little bit, try to make us $500. Trading is about patience and studying your charts so you can be ready for your setups, and then figuring out your style. Some people only like to trade the open, and they trade real small and they wait on it. Some people, they think they know the direction. There's a lot of people that would have called this. Now, this would have whipped everybody out that was calling it to be short, although they were right. It's going to go down at the open. A lot of people called that. It's going to go down at the open. And it did go down. It trickled down. But the problem is all of these big wicks would have stopped you out on your short, easily stopped you out. They're twice as big as they need to be for you to have a reasonable stop. So that's why I'm one of the guys that rarely do I trade this unless we're coming in really, really flat with really good news and we got some kind of a gap. And then I'll do that gap play on the open and, the gap fill play with a very, very tight stop. I'll put my orders in already, knowing where I want to be, where my trigger is, where my stop is, and boom, I'm on the button to exit as soon as I make my profit. Coming back over, testing that 15-minute again. These two right here are overshoots. They may want to take this down. I'm still interested in the short here, but I'm just going to be very cautious. In fact, I might just go to one contract. I don't care about legging out. I'm just going to go to one contract, still on the NQ, though, $20 a point. Or a tick, $20 a tick. Tick, point, tick. I get them confused. But you guys should know what they are. You should have a cheat sheet on your desk. NQ is the most volatile, so that's good for day trading, but it's the most volatile, so it's also bad for day trading. You know what I mean? Somebody comment down there in the chat, and I'll answer all of them, unless it's a moron troll. But I'll answer all of the legitimate ones with my best opinions. I'm not giving anyone advice, but I'll give you my opinion on what I would do if it was me. You got to do what you want to do. It may break our 15-minute high. Again, it's just 1, 2, 3, 4. This was the fifth test. Is it going to get through with continuation? We do have more buyers coming in, but not much, less than 1 million difference. So it's just a trickle down. It's not with gusto. Not with gusto. So, yes, my trade, I would have already been stopped out. When this one here triggered, I'd already been stopped out easily. And this one here, I'm worried about the same thing. Let's see if this 15 minutes is going to hold. It may trickle down, but I just can't chase these when there's so low volume. It could just be whipped so easily. It wouldn't take a player sitting at some bank somewhere to clear his books before he goes to lunch and you get a big boner candle to wipe out your account. This looks like a thumb developing to me. Watch this thing come back. Now if we close below the 15-minute opening range, then I'm confident it'll pull back to VWAP. And we still haven't done that, and we're still just looking at ones. We'll see it's already wicked up. I want to see a 1-minute candle. I either want big momentum, and I'll just jump in for a quick scalp based on the direction of momentum, or I want to see a candle close below the 15-minute high, and then see if the next candle's opening print is half of that body's width, and then we can jump in there as well for a quick scalp, because it usually will pull back into itself, and then it'll take out its own wick. But it hadn't been doing that much today. It's not been doing that. Like look at that candle right there, for example. Look what would have happened if you'd have taken that. You got usually you drop after 3 engulfing type candles. These what I call the double thumbs, right? Double thumbs usually goes in the direction of the market, but it didn't. It did not continue. It went right up. So that's the way it goes. Hershey money second to close. All right, this would be the first one. Let's drop down to 45 seconds if we want to be really advantageous. Still have not had a candle, even on 45s, close below the 15-minute. The play right here, chat, should be, and you guys could correct me if I'm wrong, would have been the short with a very tight stop at this body in here, right? When the EMAs are clearly passed or getting nice separation on your EMAs, this should trickle down, and then VWAP would be your target. Getting itchy. I'm going to go back up on size here. I think we're going to wait, Tim. Did you take a short there? I can't hear you. Okay. Yeah, was not a bad play. I just freaked myself out today. It was not a bad play. One play I did do, it went turned right around on me, but I got out with my little profit. But boy, I want that VWAP bounce. Yeah, agree. Stuck in the channel. Stuck in the channel. Just wading in that water, stuck in the channel. And you look at it, all we've done is channel play today. Top, linger in the middle. Now we're down to bottom, maybe a little turnaround here. Man, I want to pull back to VWAP. Sometimes you sit around all day and then you just get a 5-minute candle run one way or the other when they're settling the books. You just jump on that train, watch those ashy candles until you get a reversal candle and then get out. Some people use Rencor. You could use that too. Some people use these candles. I don't like them. They move too fast for me. But, you certainly could wait till you first read. Like, it does take the chop out, but I use the ashy for that. Once I'm in, like the bottom of that channel, that's a beautiful little play right there. There wouldn't have been anything wrong with that. And then you could get in here, and at your first red candle, that'd be your stop. As soon as it puts in that red candle, you jump out. Or if you have conviction, that's your first place that you could add to your position. One or the other. Tim and I are micro scalpers, so we're just looking for short little burst of runs with probably a little bit more size than a lot of people do. And we rarely let it go $100 of loss seen on the screen, because a lot of times that just means you're early. That was a clean sell off though. Look, it didn't get a top tail to here, and it's still clean. That's a clean sell off. I should have looked at the ashy. Live and learn. I suggest everyone use these ashy candles and watch a few YouTube videos. They're easy to read. It's real simple. If the market is selling and it's stable volatility wise, and it's going to continue. Yeah, here comes the VWAP. It'll only have bottom tails. And on up runs, it only have up runs. So like only this candle here was a nice up run. The other ones are invalidated because of the tails. And that's what I mean by and I can see that in the regular candles too, but that's what I mean. Look, we did touch the VWAP. Touch the VWAP. Now, I am looking for the long here, and we're going to wait till we get the Bookmaps. Bookmaps has got to confirm it. If Bookmaps doesn't confirm it, we can't take the trade. You can use put and call walls and things like that, liquidities, but you can use there's internal time advancers and decliners graphs from TradingView, but it's laggy. It's a little laggy, and it overlays like a graph on the screen. It's not just two bars. I like the two bars with a number in it, like you see over here on Bookmaps. And that way we know if they're kind of even on these bars, then you're just trickling. There's no conviction. But if when buyers come in, you'll know it. Like right now, it looks like buyers might be coming in. All right, we're 4 to 7. There's buyers came in right there. See, it corresponded with our hike here. That's a break of the previous candle. I don't trust it, man. All right, I don't trust it. I don't know what's wrong with me today. I just can't get my mind around it. Dude, it is. Yeah, we did. We are putting in a green doji on we got a really nice reversal candle here on the 1 minute for the ASHE. Sure do. Let's see here. I don't know. What's Pat doing? I'm sure he's sitting on hands. Yeah, he's only made $300 per account. I made almost that. I'm not trading with one account. He's trading all his prop accounts. which by the way, I love Pat because he's a good entertainer. He's a solid trader, but he don't pay for any of those. So it's different than you and I. He don't have to pay for his prop accounts. And so, and I don't know if he still gets a payout on them or not. But, his disclaimers, if you read them closely, he doesn't pay for his prop accounts. That's all for the show, and that's fine. If you learn how to trade on your own money, there's a lot of them out there that use free prop accounts just for the display. That's why they tell you it's for entertainment only. Well, that wouldn't have been a bad play, but that first pullback would have got me, and I don't want to chase it now. So everyone knows this would have been a solid play. There's your reverser candle. If you guys go look up your ash sheet candle training there, and I should do a video on it, I guess. There's your reversal candle. And then now you would just follow these candles until you get another reversal candle. And that's your exit area. Pretty simple. And if we didn't have all these tails and weirdness like we've been talking about, I would have taken that breakout and that first reversal right here at the top of this. We touched the VWAP, it held. I would have taken it right here. And remember, I'm looking at 45 seconds. So who knows what this is going to look like on 10s. We still haven't, we're still down in the middle of that 15-minute range. So we're just chopping in the range with a couple of wicks. That probably blew a lot of people's accounts right there, taking that break of the 15-minute. And that's your opening range break. That's an indicator on my chart. New York opening 15-minute range. Current day only. It starts today, uses today. You try to get some there?
Yeah. Way higher.
Yeah.
Not too high.
Right back to that 15-minute opening range high. And let's see if it gets on through here. We did go down and test the VWAP, and they said no, but nothing's really happened volume-wise, everybody. It's just trickling. And I don't like being in trades when it's like this. I've seen too many times where, again, somebody could be in Chicago or New York or somewhere. All right, I'm going to go. I'm leaving early for the lake. And they hit the button. You know what I mean? And they get out or they add a bunch. It's always the opposite way you're going too, right? You're never in it. It's to your favor. So that's the way we try to trade when we know it's going our direction based on advancers and decliners with big volume. And then you just jump in for micro scalp. If you're trading prop firms out there, you got to remember, try to only trade the ones that do not have a consistency rule that includes minimum time in trade. That's another way that they get you, that they prevent you from micro scalping. And micro scalping, in my opinion, is one of the easiest ways to make money in the market. You ain't got, it's fugazi, you ain't got to worry about what everything's doing or nothing. The charts in front of you tell you what to do, right? You follow a simple plan. There should be a guide in the bottom I give away for free, which is everything that I ever done. You can donate if you like. There's a PayPal on that guide, but I give it away for free. Donations are appreciated. And it is a culmination of every good trader that we know, their transcripts of every live session, not them just talking off their head, watching them and recording their transcript of what they say and how they trade, and then back testing them, and then picking the cherries out of the back testing, and then giving that to AI and let AI, Grok, back test it against everybody that's on Twitter and all the other post-it plays and documentation. And we get it down to like 5 setups. And that's the 5 setups that we use. And that's what we're here talking about. Got to be down in the bottom soon. If not, visit this video again. I will have a free guide down there at some point. Hopefully by the time you see this, I'll have my guide down there. I got the mega setup guide, culmination of 5 of the top traders, 3 months of their daily transcripts of live trading combined into just 5 of the best setups. You only need one to make a living. There was a flat top breakout, and that one was clean. I should have took it.
Yeah.
I should have took it. You still in? You're out. Yeah. Yeah, let's see if there's definitely a little bull flag forming. If we go a sideways action, I'll take it too. Yeah. That only just now come through, Tim. I don't know. I didn't see it. Literally
That
just
was
dinged.
one of those spinning tops. Two spinning tops there. Opportunity.
All right, here we go. The Fed's 25 basis cuts plunges the mortgage rates to a national average of 6.26,
Wow.
triggering the strongest refinance activity of the year, up 60% in applications this morning. Wow. Wow, indeed, huh? Somebody's on it. Let's see. What was the play?
I'm going up.
Play going up. Bouncing off the top of the EMAs. We've got a clear crossover. I like it. Nice uptrend on the volume profile. See if I can't get see if I can't get an entry with you. Wait, I'm gonna wait for it to pull back into itself a little bit.
Come on.
Yeah. Did you have any volume on that?
I just wanted to see that play.
Well, you just got to wait on it. If that's your play, you got to just wait. Put your stop below the recent lows, and if you didn't go too big a size, it should still be your 100. But I would say, give yourself wick room. Maybe the red line of your EMA, so your 10, like right in there. Yeah. Yeah, the selling pressure's coming, buddy. Just get out of the way. Yeah, see, we had a pretty long run. That's called chasing it, Timbo. That's called chasing it, buddy. The play would have been right here, the break of the top of this candle, and you put your stop right there at the low of that candle. That just seemed a little far for me for two contracts, so I didn't take it, but it would have been just fine. And right now is the first time it's invalidated because you'd have trailed your stop up to about right in there. If that's the kind of trader that you are, you'd have traded your stop up to about right in there. And I think my mic is too low. Okay, I see now. Check 1, 2. All right, 1, 2. I have to turn my head. I got to watch out for that mic over there. It's right here, actually. But the meter is over there.
I just, yeah, I went in a little too late.
A little late on that one. You learning yourself. I got you.
CCI, my CCI, I do the trade at 0 when it crosses, and then I also do one at 100 or negative.
I think you heard that.
That's
I got you.
it doesn't work. Well, actually, it did work. I just got out. Oh, it didn't last for a while.
Yeah, short lived. That's what I was saying earlier. I barely got any money out of that dude.
So right now, I'm working on trying to go green longer. I got the direction. I'm trying to get to stay a little bit longer. Not to get the cost.
15 minute, 15 minutes putting in a nice bull flag. I mean, this thing should go up. It's just that big, huge wick right there. That's just so scary. The sellers tried to come in here, but the buyers brought it back up. This is scary stuff. Look at this one. Look at this one. I don't know. I'm gonna wait until it's like 5 confluences before I do anything. Wait for some confluences. It's a nice little flag on the 1. I'm sure that Pat's gonna be taking that. He's looking at it. He uses a different opening range high and lows. I just use these little lines here. But I try to use a scripts that's the lowest CPU to make sure I have no latency. Keep my latency real low. I like this little reversal. You reversal here on top of the EMAs, but there's no volume. There's no volume, so it could just turn right back on you. You got to have enough room for it. See what I mean right there? It's just like that, yeah. And I can't tell you, chat. Y'all can make comments down below if you think this, something else could be done during this session today. I'd love to hear it. We converse about it. But I just watch the market so much I can feel it. I just feel it when it's chopping. And this is a day where the VIX is okay. You know, the VIX is down there. It's up a little bit, 57 basis points, but still under 16. Not terrible. You know, just not too long ago, we're trading it in the 19s and 21s. So you would think that you could have some direction, but no, it's just chop, and I attribute that to just real low volume, low, low, low. Look how small it is. Only high volume we got was right that first run, too close to the open for me. That was before the 15-minute mark, right out the gate. And we came back, filled that gap. I thought we might take off after that, but we haven't. Now we're all the way back. Pulled back to VWAP, made a little reversal. That would have been okay to go, but for me, this long bottom tail, and it did close above the VWAP, which people that teach it will say that's a support, but I would have to put my stop that far back, and my entry wouldn't have triggered until I crossed the line of the previous candle. And then I also was working against the bottom of the EMAs, so you don't see all this to the right there, and so it wasn't worth it to me. Would have worked out, but wasn't worth it. It worked out to about right there. It had been invalidated right in here. As soon as the tail broke the previous candle's low, would have been my exit. But that's okay. Little green on the day. Took a trade earlier. Put them on the screen here. Something to do while I'm waiting for nothing. There's he go. Where are we at here? There we go. Got in here, right? Got in right here when it broke across the top range and held of that 15-minute, the green line. Got in there, got out on that wick right there. In here and out on that wick. It's the only trade we had today. That's back at 8:59 Central, 9:59 Eastern. I'm going to turn those off because they also drag speed out of your rig. The executions do, and I also do not have the spot sell button that you normally see up here. I turned all of the stats off on this. I don't need any of that. If you want to look at it, you could go in and turn your stats back on, which is where these actually are. I do leave the one zone over here that gives me my levels. So where my VWAP is my yellow, and I like to see my green. If we're going, if you're going up, you want it to be green on top and then red, then blue, and the opposite way going down. And if they're mixed up and not in that order, then you're just in a sideways market. So you can learn those EMAs. I like to use the MA ribbon. I only use 3. Some people throw the 200 on there, but I haven't found it valuable for trading these small time frames. And so, did you get some money? All right. 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 Well, let's see here.
I'm red on the day, though. Is that one?
Let's try to get in one. It's going to do something. It will not sit here. They're going to do something. It may even be at 2 o'clock, but they're going to do something. Unfortunately, I won't be here, and I don't want to go to the movies with my bride, have a red day. Don't want to do that. Don't want to do that. No reason to. For sure, for sure, for sure. I wonder what happened to. I don't know what he's doing. I'm going to turn him off. He's not there today. He ain't there today. Let's do it a different way. Let's go over here to. Don't have permission to visit that page. Oh, well, I'm just going to turn it off. All right, all right, all right. I'm sorry, chat. This might be one of the videos I got to edit because there's not anything to talk about. This is why I want to plug in the news. My new show is going to be right now. We could just be, wondering if Jennifer and Joe and Ben Affleck are getting back together. Pull up the live news and just do reactions. You and I just do reactions, create some storms. That way, people sitting here and they're also trading with us will have something to talk about in the chat. Can't just talk about training and trading all the time. Only thing down on my list today is like TNA's down, but it had a hell of a run. Hell of a run. I really like that trading that one. We're going to load up on Monday or start looking for our entries on Monday. How much stuff are you getting called away today? Tim, you got anything being called away today?
I had Amazon 40.
That's good. We wait for a pullback. Ah, ta, 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 ta.
Elizabeth Warren says there's a hidden reason why Trump wants to enter companies' quarterly earnings.
Yeah, he's all hot to trot about that.
Well,
Sure. Well, he ain't the only one. Yeah, he ain't the first one. They've been talking that since Greenspan started talking about that. It's been bounced around a long time. I was for it when Greenspan proposed it. I was like, it's a hell of an idea. Hell of an idea. True.
Yeah, I mean, I just have no idea. It's going down, but when does it stop?
Yeah.
All right, up $625. That's tough one, too. Not bad for a trade last week, I think. Yeah, wasn't that last week we said when Apple was down?
Yeah. Let's see. Let me ask Grok. Tell me what the futures markets are doing today. Give me an overview, please. Let's see what Grok says the future markets are doing today. Still paying attention to it. See if we can't get through the VWAP with force and maybe head back to the low of the day, the opening minute low. Green line and red line's your 15-minute opening range. Using the up here on the screen, New York open 15-minute range. There it is right there, right here. Not been back to the VWAP, but this one test, too big of a whip for me. I would rather kind of come down here and bounce a couple of times and then moved off to VWAP. VWAP's a magnet, as everybody who's trades a VWAP knows. Some people say it's the only indicator you need besides a little knowledge on reading candlesticks. Got a little small gap there. Let's see what's going to happen with that. I like them to get 4 or 5 sideways. I like for it to capitulate, consolidate sideways, but stay in a fairly tight range. And then I'm ready to jump right in on a trade if I have volume when it goes one way or the other. And so that's kind of how I trade it. It works a lot. It's a high probability trade. You can't force it. You can't be jumping in when these tails are this big because your range for your stop is way too big. And yeah, we're touching it. This one looks better. And we do have a little gap. Let's see if we can close down there on the VWAP and get a next one. Let's see what the 45s look like. Putting on our third 45, a little reversal candle right there. Doji. Might take a trade here, chat. Look alive. We got a color differential on our histogram, so we're selling is exhausted. Selling is a little bit exhausted. That's what this just color candle shows. Right there would have been the trigger worried. But I don't have the volume. See, we don't have enough confluence. We got a little bit of disparity, but it's not significant enough. They could fail so easy. It's got to really be about 2 million differential between the two. Look, it's already even back out, and there she goes back down. So even though that was a technical trigger, off the VWAP play, look how the stop would have been. Y'all would already been stopped out. So
Yeah, no one right over. It's gonna go all the way through the up. Let's see if it rebounds.
the RSI is getting down there, 37. It could still unwind a little bit more. There you go. Grok has come back with the futures markets are showing a relatively flat performance following a strong rally in the previous session that pushed major indices to record highs. Here's a concise overview based on the available data. U.S. stocks flat, like 4 basis points, blah, blah, blah. Overall, futures are ticking slightly higher, reflecting cautious optimism as markets digest recent gains. It's also because it's OPEX day too. So that's going to have a lot to factor with it. It's Friday, OPEX day, and hell of a run yesterday to all-time highs. And so you got a little bit of exhaustion. And we see it because we're just not getting convincing setups here today. Not a convincing setups here. I know people are just forcing trading. That's how you grind down your account. It's better to, if you only took 2 trades a week and you made what your target was because you want bigger size and you really waited for 3 or 4 good setups, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with that at all. That's how we do it on our ones that we buy the underlying stock and we sell covered calls against it. We wait days, weeks for everything to unwind on the big time frames. And then when we see a clear reversal, we jump in. And it's the same mentality right here, though. Nothing is clear. It's all chop city. And then the wicks are so big that your stops are not reasonable. I guess we could go down to MNQs, minis, try to make $20 here and there, but still, even that, I work on percentages. So even though it's a smaller number, what I really just told you, Chad, you could comment about that below. I just told you that I was going to break my rules because I'd be losing less money. You should just do percentage. You should just do percentage. You know what I mean? If you've got a 5% loss, 10% gain, just stick to that no matter what you're trading. You let your pot size determine what instrument you trade, but you should never not trade the same percentages because, I traded MNQ, so I'm going to let it go longer because I can lose $100. Well, no, because you letting it go longer long since invalidated that your trade was wrong. You should still get out based on your percentage. When your trade's wrong, your trade's wrong. When it's right, it's right. And you have to stick to those rules. Like, look at this garbage they're putting in right now. How can anyone try to take the bump, bounce, or the short here? Look at this.
No, I want to take it up.
All the shorts would have been run right out. But look at that wick, invalidated 2 previous candles. Here we go. And we don't have any volume. So I'm liking this down, but we don't have any volume. Hay fever break. Jump cut. Here's my jump cut, Grok. I don't know. This looks like it's going to be about a beer 30 here in about 15 minutes. Yard work. I got to go turn the sprinklers on, see what's wrong with the sprinklers outside. Damn lawn guys. Who's complaining? I don't have to do the yard, so pretty good deal.
Oh, man. Well,
You're forcing trades, bud. I've only taken 1 trade today. He wants it. That's right. No, you have to do it. A short right there would have worked, but that where it triggered, that tail would have got us. That's why I'm saying you stay on the button real fast, because then you could go right back in. You go right back in. But if you get out real fast, when you see your unacceptable loss, you may be averting a reversal that would crush you. That's why you get out. Now this is nice. Down a low a day. I'm liking this one down here. Oh man, the volume. All right. Let's see what happens here. I might DCA a little bit. We're in big. Chat, we're in big. We need some follow through. I might have been a little late there. Come on, baby. See what we got, baby. I don't know, but I'm taking my loss there. Took my $75 loss, and we're going to do the roulette. We're going to go back up on contracts to make up for it on our next trade that we take. Let's find some momentum. And what it basically did at the bottom of that 15-minute range held. That's okay. Let's see what we got for the VWAP. I'll attempt this again on the top of the VWAP here because we got a little bear flag developing, right? Down, little bear flag. And now let's see what happens here. See if we get a pull back into here. That was a break of the 15-minute, hoping we get that one cascade candle, which is very probable. I do that all the time when everything else is so clean. VWAP is now resistance. Looking to do it again here. I'm waiting for the volume, though. We still got a little bit more buyers and sellers. A little more buyers and sellers still. Here we go. Let's see what the VWAP's going to do. A little bit more buyers coming in. Break of the VWAP, or is it going to test? You always got to worry about the overshoots. Market makers know that people put their stops and their triggers a little close to the VWAP, and so they will make a run for the overshoot. The VWAP is notorious for the overshoots. I'm liking this play here, though. I'm liking it. Let's just see which way the volume's going to go. That's the whole ingredient is knowing based on advancers and decliners. Then you overlay it with where your support and resistance is. And like right now, you're going to have buyers to put in your bear flag, right? But if you start going to sellers, then that will confirm that, yes, this is a bear flag and a fail of VWAP, and then you can short that rascal down to the low of day. Only on 45-second candles here, so don't let that. This is not a clean break. You want it to be with volume. Right now, we do have about a 2 million disparity down to 3. So it only pops up for a brief second. All day it's been doing that. And you're not getting any of the corresponding sounds that you want to hear. You know, the ticks are up, the drums are down. Do this, close that one. Close this one. Close this one.
Now hold it. Check, okay, right up there.
There's that same chart I had up. And I just see, yeah, less information. I took out all the numbers, just went for
Should have took that short. I got distracted. I noticed I was off by 10 seconds on Matt. I mean on Alex. Would it have worked? No. It's crazy, man. Can you turn your Alex down just a little bit? Where you can still hear it, but it's reverbing back through our system. Yeah, I can hear him over mine, and yours is later, so it sounds like I got a reverb, that kind of thing going on.
Is that on there?
Yeah, that's fine. It stopped, so it's low enough, as long as you can hear it. Okay.
Yeah. This guy does a good job of telling me when not to fish.
Oh my goodness.
What the hell?
Let's just see what we got here.
When it jumps up,
All right. I got in and got out. $360. I was waiting for something. I was watching my meter over there. That was a good one. That's what you sit around and wait for, chat. This is a place for a timestamp, Croc. Sit around and wait, and for your momentum.
there's no way out.
Fun, fun, fun. I love it when NinjaTrader gives you little things. Your orders went through. You're green. Even though I'm trading with TradingView, you could connect your TradingView to your NinjaTrader account. I don't like the clunky NinjaTrader charts. I'll use them for some things like for research, for portfolio stuff, but for day trading, nobody likes to use them. I mean, Mike uses it, but he's got such custom. The screens are highly customized. You got to buy his package to even get it. And I just, that tinkering doesn't bother me. That I know how to. Mom, he needs to go outside. But the Pine Scripts is kind of easy, and now you can just tell your favorite AI, hey, make me a Pine Script for TradingView that does this. Boom, pop it right in there. Build your own stuff. That's how this linear regression is something I kind of copied from somebody else, but then I tweaked it to make all the loads smaller, make it as light and tight as possible, get all the fluff out of there. A lot of the Pine Scripts you use too, just like a public service announcement, PCA. They'll have embedded script in there for them to see the data of how their indicators and all that are doing. So you want to flush all that stuff out. You don't want to have any data like that tracking. That's what I've been told by the AI. That stripped out a lot of lines, and they said we suspect that this is data tracking for performance. And I said, no, I do not want that in. What are we doing? This is not really a. We're going to fill that gap. All you fair value people think we filled that gap. I'm holding for another long here for sure. See what happens. 9:55. So 10:55. 10:55. We're about to head into that. Boys are leaving early for lunch time, and they probably won't come back. Still want to get a little more green here. Still want to get a little bit more green. Yeah, this VWAP. I wonder if we're just going to consolidate right here. We're definitely right in the middle of the 15-minute range. Green line up here, red line down here. That's the opening 15-minute range established in the first 15 minutes. Pretty powerful for you ORB traders, opening range breakouts, but we hadn't had one. We had this one could be considerate, but it's too close to the open for me. The 15-minute wasn't in yet. So you didn't, it wasn't in yet. That happened around 8 minutes or so. And so, or it was too close for it for me, and without feeling like I was chasing it after that big impulse candle. So this impulse candle, we just got a nice piece of it, but there's been few and far between today. This one could have been okay, but this one's much more stellar. These other ones in here, I don't remember any, but that one, it came with big volume spike. Do you, Tim? The rest of them just been building like they're when you go back, you can see it, you can replay it. I don't remember any of these having any gusto, meaning they just trickled up and then flat trickled up. But over here on the volume profile, it's basically low volume and just a very small disparity. I know, you see these candles? See here. But no volume, bruh. I just can't take it. I can't take it with no volume. Can't take it with no volume there.
Not enough.
Did he go out? Oh no. We need to listen to him, huh? We'll have to check on him. Where is he now? He picked his bone up and he picked his bone up and put it back down. Cronus is not feeling well today. He's vomited twice. No. And both times he's probably been calling us and we've been in the office. Plus he won't vomit in the house. He'll just bark at the back door and go out. And both times he's vomited at the back door because we didn't hear him. It stresses him out. You might have been in the shower, but I can hear him. I'm listening for him.
Get a little wise camera.
Yeah,
Back door.
it's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea.
A dog.
See there, no flat top or bottom. I'm feeling like FOMOing. Oh me, let's see here. There's just nothing to do, man. There is nothing to do. It's moving, you know what I mean? But it doesn't have any conviction. I'm not getting any just buying. It's just like negates this one and this one negates that one. Indecisive histogram.
I got one more thing.
RSI is dead middle of the 15-minute range, bouncing around this VWAP with no direction. Let's look at the markets. A lot of green out there. Mag 7 green. Where's the VIX at? VIX is 1.2, 102 basis points on the VIX. 1585. It should not be a big deal. Yeah. So this is when you get bored and you start drawing stuff. I guess I could do some fib scales or something. JD Fib 4. There you go. Put some color on the screen. Be pretty. Let's see how much we're going to go. A little bit more buyers and sellers, but here comes a little impulse right there. Not like we had before. No, I'm sorry, chat. I know y'all probably looking at this, seeing these indicators, but that 15-minute opening range high is going to be, it's going to be resistance. So
Whoa, man.
if we blow through it, I'll take it, but I want to see another impulse candle like back here. It was a nice impulse candle to get a quick scalp. Or was it here? It was this one was a nice candle to get a scalp. See, it's been doing it all day. Look at that. If you'd have brought what would be a flat top breakout, although it's not clean because of these. And you there you go. Sold right back off, everybody. Sold right back off. Here she goes. Stop City. Been Stop City today. There's just nothing to do. This is about the boringest video ever. It's 2 hours of how long I've been streaming or recording. An hour and 34 minutes of garbage. And but after that loss, I think I'll be up about 400. Tim's taking a swing at it over there. Taking a swing at it. First down red candle on the ones over on the ashy. Not to, you're right in the middle of the range on your RSI. Everything just looks like we're middle range it right now. We need it to either unwind or we need it to peg up. We did get down there to about 29 on the RSI back at about 9:47. I wasn't watching it. I'm trying out new chart stuff today. Comes the sellers through the VWAP. You hitting it over there? Are you hitting it? The next time you want to take a trade, go the opposite way. That's how you teach yourself on the prop accounts not to let your bias get in the way. I'm watching that meter. The VWAP's powerful here.
Because I want it, I'm gonna have to sell off.
It's not enough for me, y'all. I just can't take it. It's not enough. I'm on the button, but it's not enough. It may trickle down to unwind. We need to unwind the RSI just a little bit, relative strength index, but let's just try it real quick here. We're going to try one, chat. I liked it there for a second. All right, there we go. 120 more bucks out, so that puts us as 500 on the day. Did you get some green on that one? It's okay. It's better than 75-25. And let me guess, you're losing trades or more. Guess what? Guess what you're doing? Absolute textbook. That's all you're doing. Absolute training textbook. If you was at JP Morgan sitting on the desk with a professional trainer sitting right beside you, you'd be doing exactly the same thing as you're doing right now. Exactly. Main thing you got to work on right now, Tim, is just get out. If it's, you know what I mean? If we're doing this impulse candle type micro scalping, I'm not talking about if we're trading on 5-minute candles and we want to wait for 30 minutes. That's different. But even then, your entries have to be where if it negates the previous candle. Look at this short go. I got out way early myself. I should have switched over to ASHI, but been so choppy, I got scared. But this is a clean run. I bet your ASHI's looking good. Look at that. 4 clean 1-minute candles on your ASHI. See what I'm talking about, chat? Right there, you got no topping tails, which means it's not as volatile. And look, these have topping tail. I mean, up 2 tails, up and down. Those are the candles you don't trade on your ASHI. You want to be clean like that. No topping tails, only bottoming tails. And you can stay in it. And what you do, you go until you get a reversal candle like this little doji right here. Anything that looks like it's exhausted, allow it whatever, lining up with everything else. This may unwind all the way down on the RSI like it did back here to around 29 or 30. And then we'll be looking to take some longs if everything else sets up appropriately. But still, all we did was go from the top of the 15-minute opening range high, and we've just sold down to the bottom of that range at 45 points we talked about earlier in the video. And that's all that it's done. It's nothing really fancy. And it's just weird because we got the VWAP right in the center. And so that magnet is coupled with the 15-minute opening range and being a Friday and no one's trying to move this thing one way or the other. Yesterday, all-time highs. So let's see if we fail. We got wicked back here. You remember, I do like the breakdown, the orb, all you orb traders out there. If it breaks down, you're supposed to take the trade right there at the breakdown, right? But the problem is it broke down back here. Went right back instantly, would have stopped you out for a pretty good loss because look how high your stop loss would have had to been. So just can't take those kind of trades. Got to be able to see that stuff on the fly too. But you got to be able to give your trade a little room to wiggle. If you size down, then you can use the previous candle's high or low as your stop loss, right? Depending on which direction you're going. But if you're micro scalping with bigger sizes, then you need to have much more confluences because you want to get in and out on the same candle. same 1 minute candle unless it's just ripping. You know, like they cut the rates a whole point. You jump in and then you just watch your ashy candles until it's exhausted. Look over here. If you can look backwards on this book map over here, you can see the only clean run we had all day was the one we just did. Only clean run all day. Chop, 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 chop. Generally directions down. That's what the linear channel is showing you on the day. You can just glance at it and tell what direction the overall futures market's going. That's why I like to use it. I don't have to try to pull lines and all that stuff. I know what the daily bias is. It's down, you know, and it makes sense from all-time lows. I don't mean you can't be trading some pivots. You know, you do have some pivots. They just hadn't been clean. They've been kind of fake out pivots. And then when they were kind of clean, your stop had to be too far away. Look at where this candle opened compared to this one. So, and that's when it would negated it. So tough. Like right now, here's another little hiccup. Still trending down. I am going to take a short, but I wanted to get through there. See how it's faked everybody out? A lot of traders just lost money on that because I know a lot of people heavily trade that breakouts of the opening and closing. I mean, the opening high and low. Well, generally speaking, and that's going to be a low a day. It's where it loses liquidity, so it sells and it triggers a lot of people's stops. A lot of people that trade on the longer time frames put a 15-minute circle around for their stops. And so your people who went long, some of their stops may have triggered, and then you want to get that cascade effect when they do. And so, but it's not done that today. It's failed both times. But I knew it's probably going to fail because of how crazy of these wicks are in there. There's no one side. The bulls or bears are not in there. And we do have, you know, head and shoulder right there pretty clear. Let's see, head and shoulder drop, but it's not finishing out over here on this right shoulder. Let's just see. I really would like to get a massive downward spike through that 15-minute and just jump on there for 4 or 5 points. Yeah, right there, 737.75. Pat just says he's going short. Yeah, he's right. It is a bear flag, but it's been whippy. The bear flags have been, I'm not going to say that they haven't worked today, but the stop, they've come back so far from entry points that you would have got stopped out to then watch it go in the direction you wanted to go in. That's all the reason. That's also the reason why I like micro scalping. I'll use the same setups as if I'm going to stay in it for a while. So it's got more confluences and it's more likelihood to get you an initial burst, but then I get out. I just see green, take green. Yeah, I like it. Come on, sucker. Let's just see what we got here. Oh, no. Got stopped. I'm going back in. Got stopped out for a small loss there. I'm going back in a second. Let's wait. They neutralized on us really quick on our momentum over there. Gotta wait now. Took a small loss there, chat. It's okay. It's okay. Momentum and volume's going right down. No clear direction. Thought we was going to have that 15-minute break it down moment. We catch a little water cascade. It still may do that. That may be the fake out to get everybody. You see what they did to us. They wicked us down here, wicked you right here, a little lower wick right there. So these two did go further. You know, if you draw a line there, these wicks are trending down. So we may break below this 15-minute range here. We'll take some other shorts. I don't want to do it until we have some volume though. So we're just going to wait. Maybe if it pulls back into itself here, we'll do something. Let's see if they hold it here at this level. See if they hold it at this level. Just nothing. More of nothing. Look at them tails. Let's check out the ASHI over here. It looks like it's getting exhausted to me with all these topping tails on the ASHI, but there is your reversal candle. It's like nothing's making sense today. We're getting to be oversold here. We are getting down to be oversold. We could oversell a little more, but we're getting down to be oversold. Let's see here. I don't know. I can't get any conviction today out of myself here. Can't get any conviction out of it myself here today.
I think this is the last trade. If I get positive on CCI, we're back in.
Got to give it above. Where's that pivot point? Was it 750-ish? Let's see here. I don't know, man. It's the story of the life right there. A nice impulse candle. No follow through on. No follow through. No volume. No trade. Sure is testing this level an awful lot right there. You know that? That level right there.
What's that tell us? That tells us
No. Putting in a flat bottom's what it tells me. But the wicks are too long for the traditional. I'm looking back over there. There should be. This is a high level. You got all this level right here that coincides with all these levels. Then we can break down it from there. We can break down to the 720s and 30s. Let's just see. It's got room to go down. The up part is the most difficult because all-time highs. I'm liking this flat bottom though. You see where it is here. But we need some momentum. Like we're down to below 2 million contracts. That means they're going to lunch. I'm on the button, chat. We ain't scared. We not scared over here. We not scared. I'm about to pull it. As long as we get some momentum. Got to have the momentum. It can't just break a thing on the chart. If it's that easy, everybody would be billionaires, right? It's got to have a lot of things going for it here. Although we are setting in new lows. There's a low, lower low, lower low. Here's a new lower low. But no conviction. I want to see some sellers come in so I can just jump on the train. I don't want to push the train downhill. I want to jump on it moving. Because pushing a train downhill is just as hard. Me. New low a day. I'm going to take a piece of it. Big contracts coming in. See what we can do here. We're going to ride the ASHIs today, boys. Going to share the ASHIs. Let's see what we can do. Let's let it ride. Trickling down. Let's get a few hundred out of it. 250, 600. All right. Took 650 out, boys and girls. Nice little impulse. See, I lined it up with my with the volume, right? We had clearly almost 2x on, and you can just glance at your bars and tell one's twice as long as the other by eyeballing it, or you can just look at your numbers. And then we had 4 and 2, so I knew we had some momentum. And see how it's turned back already, and the volume's going away. That's what it's been doing all day. But that's a quick little scalp for everybody. So that's another 600 to put us on the day around pushing about $1,000, I guess, on the day today. One little loss. Let me put up all the trades here. There's the trades we did today. So where'd we start at? First trade of the day, where was it? Let me switch to a 5. It's easier. There we go. Had the open, did a little long trade there, did a little DCA trade here on my shorts. Bought a couple of different 2 lots in and out on a long here. This was the loser, got me on that wick. And then, excuse me. Yeah, that's correct. This is the loser because I remember the double in here. A little bit of winner here, just a few $100. On this one, I got that 360, and on this one, I got the 600. All right. Pretty much it. That's how it goes. Turn that back off again because I worry about it having to populate that takes up resources. You know how anybody's been trading, you know how your pours are, your fills, how it can slip on you. So some of that could be your internet or whatever. You always need to be testing that. Ain't no fun, especially when you got a live account or you're trading your own money or you have a funded live account and you hit it and you green, you watch it go against you and because it's not executing. Always have a backup source that's not hooked to the same internet. I use my cell phone and my laptop. And then always have if you're trading those prop firms, always keep your prop firm's website up and on the page where you could hit the button to flatten all positions in case your computer gets locked up. And I do that on my laptop. So use your laptop with your connected to a different internet source and you can hotspot it is fine. And then what I recommend doing, this is in my guide, is keeping that if you're doing Trade Evade, whatever, wherever you can get to the closest. Like you wouldn't want to go through a prop firm site to Trade Evade to NinjaTrader. Just have it up where you can be on that, close all positions for all accounts. Very important. A lot of horror stories out there. You got 20 accounts, prop accounts, all funded, and you're in the green on a trade, and you hit close all to make a few $100 per account, and then poof, it goes away and blows up and hits your daily limits. I also recommend that on your side, you put in a maximum loss. Don't let it be your maximum drawdown from your prop firm. Set it at about 30 or 40% of that. 30% would be ideal. Some people do 50%, like you got a $1,200 drawdown on a little $25,000 account, then they'll set their own limit to 600. And that's like a trigger to help you get out if you can't get out normally. That's not your stop loss, but if you caught that situation where you've hit flatten and it won't flatten your positions and you're watching it go against you and you're going in the red and or in the red and you can't do nothing, you're scrambling to get to your laptop. If you put your own threshold in there, it automatically trigger and that'll get you out as a safeguard. I highly recommend that. That's a good video to cut out right there, Grok. When you look at my timestamp, sir, let's make a video about setting up the back end for the triggers in case they hit one of those can't get filled. Ironically, when you go with NinjaTrader or AMP or Interactive Brokers and you're trading your own money, I find that it's way faster. For whatever reason, I have, knock on wood, have the most problems with getting those fills done with the prop firms. Wow, Alex is about 9 seconds behind. That might be a thing too. I can't wait for my sounds package to get here. Let me get them installed. We'll have the meter right on the screen. Down dead to nothing. We're past our trade time, so I think I'm going to call it, Tim. I do need to go get showered and all that. We're making a 12 o'clock movie. We want to get a hot dog before. Let's see here. Comes some more selling. Look at that. It made a little impulse down and then it's still hovering around that 15-minute low. Somebody doesn't want it to go much more than a little overshoot of that 15-minute low. All they're letting us do today, chat, a little overshoot of the 15-minute low. Just little bitty ones, little bitty ones, little bitty ones. Yes, definitely is. Lower. You just tell the lower highs, we're trending lower. These two spikes probably freaked everybody out, but it is trending lower on the trend. But we need to have volume And you might see, I'm hoping I catch some profit takers today. That was what I was hoping for. I'm going to take a stab at it again. See what happens. Here it comes. Come on, low of day. Come on, baby. Get past my commissions. Give me some green going here. Get past my commissions. Give me some green, Bubba. There's $100, $300. All right, I'll take 300. So 1270 on the day. You see the market orders going in right there. Not giving advice. Have to put that in there. But that's a nice impulse. We broke those recent lows, and we had momentum in book maps that we're following with Alex, and it works. A lot of the times it works. As long as you're in the right direction, it works. There's nothing wrong with buying book maps. There'll probably be a link to my affiliate in the bottom. There's nothing wrong with buying book maps. I just find it that that his is usually 3 to 5 seconds latency, and that's not too much for what we do, but it's about $300 a month for all of the bells and whistles he has. And so I'm writing my own script to where TradingView will give me audibles when it hits those thresholds. Other thing that's wrong with QuickBook Bookmap, I've had it and tested it to figure out whether I liked it or not, is you can't set your parameters. So that was a nice impulse down right there. You can't set your parameters. So the ones I'm building for TradingView, that's why you get out, Bubba, right? Let's see what happens here. Sure was. See what happens. It's bound to come at some point. We'll see. All right. No, another 400. Say again? Yeah. Or they start buying and start trickling all their orders, and then someone else starts trickling their orders. They hit these key levels, and then they say, okay, time to buy. Time to buy. But we knew it was going to have a sell-off day when we got that put call report this morning. And then it's Oxford, this is OPEX 2. OPEX 2. Yep. As soon as that momentum, the volume goes away. He is at 31 seconds, 34. So I'm exactly 3 seconds delayed.
I got 5 seconds.
Hang on. My dog is barking. You got him? Where is he? Just leave it up. Oh, okay. Sorry about that, chat. Dog is barking. He barks when he wants to go out. He's not feeling well today. Got upset stomach. He hasn't eaten. He's an old man with diabetes, so he has good days and bad days. There's another one right there, but it just doesn't. There's no volume, so I can't take it. It's just a trickle down. It's a little bit of deficiency there. So we want to see those big pulse pushes, jump in, and then jump in.
Well, I would think if one of these where it spikes up like that really big, it goes up 30 points, but the market's been trickling down, wouldn't that be a good time to buy at that?
Well, it's called a fade. People will fade their shorts into it. So if you know it's going down, that's exactly what you do. You'd wait for the candle to pull back for your entry. But when you're impulse trading, you can't do that because it's already taken off. You know what I mean? So if you want to, if
And when you see that, you saw how it went away. It only lasted like 10, 15 seconds.
sure,
That point, you can go, okay, this big went down this whole time.
it's true. That's true, and that's exactly right. You're going with the trend. You're just trying to get a good entry. That's true.
Yeah.
That's a different kind of strategy than what I'm trading. That's that's just you're waiting for pullbacks and buying rips, buying dips and selling rips are vice versa. And then you wait for a pullback and that's your entry. But when they break these new lows with force, it's just easy money to get in and out. Don't be greedy.
It's like watching paint right now.
Dude, it is. Sure is. Stinks. Paint dryeth.
$25 million spike. Whoa. 25 million share spike. That was awesome. I want another one.
Breaking news. There is none. Japan will not back the Palestinian state. Russian jets extremely dangerous provocation over Estonia, crossing into their airspace.
The Russian Estonia is now part of NATO. That's not good. I thought it was.
Yeah, I think it is. Yeah, near 12. They circled for about 12 minutes near the island of Valenino before NATO scrambled Italian F-35s to repel them. Russia has already. Trump to go to China early next year. All right. See what we can do here. Gonna go for a small trade here. Come on, baby. Not liking it. Just took out a little 250. A little bit of a 250 there. So what do we get here? 24, 718. Doing 10 Cs, 10 contracts right there. Like it. Wick pulled right back into itself. That's why you see green, you take green. Micro scalping. We're just micro scalping here. Micro scalping with the trend. Doing those little low a day, new low a day volume impulse plays. Finally got some setups working here. We're stuck in that range. Now we truly have, we're on the 5 minutes here. So we truly have a 15-minute ORB breakdown. And so that is the play. Broke down about right there at that 737 level. That's where it is. And we really hadn't looked back. Could have, should have, would have, but you could have went in right there. If you recall, we were looking at it and it wasn't convincing because it come back and forth. But the second go at it right there would still be working if you're in it for the longer times. I mean, Ashy still did not look too good though.
U.S. Sun. Read that?
Fed's Myran says he was the only Fed chief that advocated for 50 base points.
Well, we knew that. I'm not, I don't like the Fed at all, but the president of the Fed could join. It's helpful. None of it's helpful. Abolish everything.
Yeah. It's not needed.
I've been reading on Nixon, that his counterpart made a decision to go ahead for inflation because they did not want to lose jobs. And you know what we had? We had one of the worst
Yep.
decisions. It took multiple years for it to happen. But it did. So.
All right, let's go back to the charts, people. I'm sorry, I was reading it over here. I don't know if you still bring up your Yahoo, this screen here.
Yep.
And then you can separate it up here by breaking or just the markets, business, whatever. The breaking just comes, well,
Encircle.
yeah. MiG 31s entered the stone areas without authorization and circled for about 12 minutes. And then they had this, yeah.
Read this article. I just got them talking about NATO, or NATO thinks they might be trying to plan for World War III. What do you think happens to the stock market if we get World War III?
Yeah.
Sell.
Oof. That's tough, isn't it? That is tough.
Think that might be the stocks. Oh,
I don't know, man. I don't know. There's nothing to do here. I'm looking for more scalps. We're just doing this little wave stuff. Chop, 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 little wave, little wave. I know people in the chat are going to say, why didn't you short up here if you know it's a downtrend? Because I just don't. There's no other way to say about it, but I don't. That's how I do it. By impulse scalp with confluence and try to go the direction of the market's going of the day. You can see by the channel that's clearly selling off today, been trickling down. So we'll probably have a big bounce at some point, but I won't be around for it. We could take this line out. Now we broke that trend line we put in earlier. Just didn't do anything with conviction. Test that 15-minute low, test it again. Oh no, we're going to the moon. Oh no, we're not. So big wicks, chop, 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 crazy low volume. But just it's still trickling. You see, you got 2 million to 1 million, 2 million to 1 million. That's why it's trickling down. Let's go ahead and just still got to have the volume, man. Right now would be a good place to short if you knew it was going to go down, but this could be the reversal. Top of that channel. Top of that channel. That's been the reversal spots.
Got some cash out. All right, let's see one more. Your opposite trick worked good. My indicators are telling me to buy.
All right, took out 700 more. Little impulse play. Taking candy from a baby today. Now that was on the NQ, of course, but still, just barely got out of the way. Look at that. We got in and out on a wick. Might need to size down here. I don't want to give it all back. It's all right.
Here comes some bud.
Let's see if that lower 15-minute band holds.
There.
It's a lot of support. There's a lot of resistance right there. If you look backwards, a lot of resistance. Ton. Ton, ton, ton.
Order filled.
It's holding.
Order filled.
It is holding. Think they wanted to sell it down, don't you? Another 500. Excuse me, he's barking. What's wrong? I missed it. I missed it, Jack.
I'm still running my opposite play.
Okay, this might be that breakout we're looking for. We certainly blew through the top of that channel. And but remember, we're still at the bottom of the 15-minute range. We've got the VWAP sitting right up there. And that VWAP is, it's a magnet, but it's also a big resistance. So just smoke them if you got them, but I would be careful right here and not chase this. He's back here.
been slow and steady. There, David.
Let's get us a topping. Let's get us a topping, Wick. Then let's catch, hopefully we'll catch us some momentum. We're going to go big. We're going to go big. Still waiting. Evening out here. Let's see if it's exhausted on this little run. I'm on the 45, so I'm trading it tight. Let's take a look at our different candles here. 5 minutes rocking, though. Got to be careful. We got a nice reversal on the fives. But if you just look, we're still putting in lower highs. Just look on my screen there, Tim. Just lower highs, lower highs, lower highs. So this might be our next lower high to short into. We'll fade into this bad boy right here on the fives. Drop it back down on the ones here. I'm going to go ahead and put in my orders right above this spot with a tight stop. I'm on the button. I might not get filled, chat. I don't know. I'm watching the volume. We got more buyers and sellers right now. I don't want to get greedy here. All right. It's taking too long. We still got more buyers and sellers. I'm going to wait one more candle here. I erased that order. Took that order out. We're not exhausted yet. Let's check on our RSI. Oh, what happened? Oh, shoot. How did that happen? I don't want that on this one.
There it goes. What do you got for us?
Trying to find my RSI. There we go. Something happened to my charts. I haven't done anything different. I had two different tabs and I switched them. Oh, I must have saved it as the same name. Oh, you big dummy, Jim. I'm a big dummy.
Hey, look. VWAP, bouncing off of VWAP.
Let's see here. See if it's going to sell. Here it comes. We're going to see what we can do here. All right, another 300. It's got a bellyache. We got to go get fresh whole chicken. I'll just bake it for him. Take the skin off, and he'll have that. And we'll take him for a car ride with dry food, and he'll be fine. He may eat that food down there if we ground it up with chicken. You know what I mean? Like a half and half ratio. Like mix it ourselves. I'm still looking for another short here, Tim. That was a nice little bump right there. Nice little bump right there. Get another 300. Volume down to nothing. Can you switch to 30-second candles? At least gives you something to look at. I'm liking this little flag here off the VWAP again. I'm going to take a piece of it. I'm going to be a little greedy too. Uh-oh, I'm getting out of the way. Momentum went away from me. $200 loss.
Are you buying or are you selling?
Shorting.
Shorted. I'm got another $45, $44.
That's good. That's good. It had momentum, but I looked over there and watching it, and the green spiked right up. I get out instantly when I see that. I have my hand on the button.
You're better at that.
Well, soon, don't buy anything for them yet, because I'm going to have all my own overlays. You'll be right on your screen. You'll know it in a 500 millisecond latency. So it's a lot easier, and you'll know advancers and decliners, and then we'll play around with our thresholds. I gotta show that to you. I'm gonna try to make it easier, but we can teach people how to do it. Yeah, this breakdown of this area right here, I'm going to take another short. So I do want a short here, but I just want the momentum to be with us first.
This week is pretty solid. What do we got? 1 second left. Let's see if it makes it green.
With a boner.
Green.
VWAP's holding. The VWAP is real. The VWAP is real. It is real, people. Look at it, get up there and just stop and flatline that VWAP. Now, if we go through it, I'm going to take the long. I'm going to do this either way, breakdown or through. I'm going to take a quick scalp on it. Hope it comes out.
Might be a good time for it.
Check out some news. That's good. See if he wants more. Okay. He did his mama, Terry.
Yeah, the new candle.
She had to hand feed him that he just ate, finally. I'll do it, sure.
It's trying to bounce off a few off. We can't decide, I guess.
Well, these are the trades that I like, as you know. So I am going to load up on this next one. This high probability that we're going to, with volume, you got to always have volume, that we're going to be explosive. It can't stay this sideways. That's why these flat top and flat bottoms always produce a breakout, especially when they're especially when they're consolidating this tight. So this is going to be one of those good setups.
Up or down?
We don't know. You got to let the volume tell you. We don't know yet, Bubba. It may spike up first and then go down, but we're going to go with the momentum of the advancers and decliners. Whoever is winning, that's the side we're going on. VWAP's holding up like a champ, and we're trending down today, so it suggests to me that we're going to go down. But I'm not biased. I'm going to do whatever tells me. See, this is just trickling up. Oh, here comes some buyers. Sellers came right in, same time though. So this is profit taking, is what I pictured this to be profit taking. What do you think, chat? That is an impulse candle through the VWAP. Let's just see if it holds a second here. Let's see if it holds. I'm scared to take longs. I don't like to counter trend. But on the 30-second chart, we're not counter trending, but we're all getting to the top of that channel. And I just don't forget to get out of your own way here. You know, we've had a little bit of a run and we're still not putting any higher highs here. So just in the middle of that channel on your 5-minute candles, I'm still looking to short here. Just waiting for an impulse down on volume. Just waiting for that impulse down on volume. We should have some profit taking coming here shortly. When they do, we're going to go with the trend. Trend on the 5-minute candles, pretty clear. 5-minute candles, still on the trend. About like that. Let's see if this is going to be a true reversal. Don't forget, we're still right in the middle of this 15-minute range. There's your green line. There's your red line. We're dead in the middle of the 15-minute range. Sorry about the dog. They got a mind of their own. I think he's barking at the garbage man, Mom. Our dog is deaf, so he has to see them. So a lot of times they'll take the trash, or UPS will come, or FedEx, and he doesn't do anything. But boy, when he catches a glance of them, he goes crazy. I'm recording in here, boy. I'm recording, Cronus. Let's see if this is just a little overshoot of the VWAP or if it's going to hold. No matter what, we're going to need advancers and decliners to be in the favor of the direction of the trade. Terry? It's got a little force. Take a little bit of that. Another $625. That was my biggest trade of the day on my lots. Not my biggest money making, but I did 25. All right, I've had a $2,500 day, so I'm going to go down to two lots, and that was not putting any money at risk. I had 2 losses in there. I had to make back up. I was green all day, but I wanted to get that money back, so I got the money back. Green on the day. Well, I'll just drop down to 2 contracts. And that way, if we do catch a runner here, we think with him being sick, Terry's decided that we're not going to go to the movies because he's been sick. We don't, because, we rarely leave him by himself, as you know. I'd hate to leave him by himself on a sick day. So we'll go tomorrow. Yeah. I've been cooking every day, Tim. We don't go out. We only meet the Nixes on Wednesdays. Since you left, we hadn't been anywhere except Wednesday luncheons since you left. I've been going to the fish market. and nuking that fish, and I got back on the shots. So I'm down 12 pounds. Going all the way this time. I found a place I do them for $199 for 7 units. Around here they get $500 for 3 units. Yeah, it is crazy. So it's gone down now, and it's all. My doctor actually told me about it. He goes, I'm sending everywhere to Mishu out of Houston, Texas, and he says they do it all telehealth. They set up an appointment. You go through everything. You put all your medicines in, and then they do a little interview, and then they just ship it to you out of Houston, and that's that. And that's everything. It's $199 plus tax. That includes the syringes and 7 units a week. I only did 5 last week because I was worried about doing 7, and I'm glad I did because I was nauseous for a day, for a couple of days. It makes you feel like you've just stuffed yourself. It's crazy. Yeah. He prescribed me 7. And remember, I'm taking the compounded, so that includes also the B3 that's in there. So, but he wanted me to start on 2.5, and I said, well, I was doing 5 before. And he goes, okay. He goes, well, then that means 7 the way we do it, because you need 5 of, GLP of trizepatide side, and then I'll give you 2 of B3, which will help with the nausea and stuff like that. And I remember last time when I got up to 5, I was sick the entire week, just like bad sick. Just always felt like I had to throw up, mouth salivating. And I went back to 5 on my own. And I went back to 4 actually because I was sharing 1 cc with Terry. Then I just got tired of paying $500 a month, right? So cardoed. But I went from 331 to 260, so it was worth it in the other ways. I didn't have to start. I got off the Viagra that I was taking so I could see it to pee. Did you hear my joke? I said that the good thing about going from 330 to 260 is I got off the Viagra. I didn't need to take it anymore to see it to pee. To pee. To pee, yeah.
That's fine.
I can't say that's my joke. Big Tom says that all the time. He goes, I haven't had sex with my wife in 20 years. I'm 70 years old. I take Viagra so I can see it to pee. Yeah. All right, cool. Okay, babe. I will give him a shot when you get back. Yeah, but it just hadn't been too convincing. I hate counter trend trading, but boy, we sure have made a reversal. On the 30 seconds, we've been on a rocket ship since this wick down low. Maybe I should have dropped back. I just worry about it. The 5, I don't know. At this point, let's just wait and see if we break out of the 15-minute zone, and then that'll change our bias, and we'll look for longs. So what we're doing here, chat, is we're looking at this 15-minute high and low. That's our green line and red line, right? And we're pretty much just hovered around this. A little overshoot on the top earlier in the morning, a little bit of undershoot, overshoot, however you want to say it down here too, but look, equals. If I pull, I can eyeball it. Chat, you can eyeball it. This wick to that green line, this wick to that red line, we basically overshot it, equal on both ends. So if you look at bigger time frames, we'll just do it as this big wave, but generally speaking, down. But not a lot down on the day. It's just we've just gone through one 5-minute wave equally from the opening 15-minute candle. So really, this is just like what I guess they call this an inside day. But on your 10s, you had a big 10 up candle, sold off, sold off, sold off. Now we're just doing that reversal and unwinding. And now when you get in the middle of these channels, it's no man's land. So there ain't really much to do in this micro scalping unless like if an event or something happens where you get a significant amount of volume disparity between advancers and decliners, then you can just jump on it at any time in that direction. Otherwise, you got to wait for old school setups. That's in our guide. And then on top of old school setups, we only impulse trade. On the high volume, the candle's going, jump in. Kind of feels like you're trading the open at every setup, but you got everything else going for you. So if you don't go too big of a size, and you know what the direction is, and you're with that direction, and it goes against you a little bit, you could use a little bit wider stop because you have conviction. If you look on the 10 minutes, we're only just now seeing a sliver of green. So this could very well be a reversal right back to the sell-off. So let's wait and see what happens here. Let's drop it back down to the 30 seconds. They're more fun to watch. On the hourly, put in a big bottom tail there. Just hourly still above the VWAP. Hourly looking good. The hourly is looking good. Above VWAP, above all moving EMAs. Hadn't been like that for a while. Many hours through the night stayed below VWAP. So that little opening push right in here kept us above VWAP. We had a big spike tail down below it here, but let's see when this hour one here just started and it opened above VWAP. So we might be on an intraday reversal here to the upside, Tim. Sure looks that way. It sure looks that way. Ashy, if we'd have been watching the Ashy, look at this clear doji reversal right here. I'm sorry, I'm not sharing it with you, Tim. I'm sharing it with the chat. Clear reversal doji. See it right there? That's a reversal candle in Ashies, and then clean 5s nonstop. It sure is. I'm gonna take some right there. Just a little small position. I'm a little late because I was talking on the other screen. So as soon as I see some green, I'm gonna take it. I'm not gonna lose. I ain't not gonna lose more than $100 here. All right, I took out $30. It's still going up, but because I was late and the sound started running out, and we know we have latency from our cheater feed where we're using another YouTuber's feed. I don't stay as long as if I had Bookmap here and it didn't have a 5-second delay, we could scalp for more. And I am contemplating on how to plug that in, but I'm using a different mechanism. That was a little overshoot of the 15-minute high. And I'll watch it come back down on us. It's been in there all day. Right back to the 15-minute high. Are they going to run it to the high day? Are they going to run it to the high day? It was a nice run. A lot of traders would have caught this channel play. and just kept it. As long as it stayed in the channel, they wouldn't have worried about any of these dips. That's nothing wrong with that. And the way you would do that, you would use your ASHI for help you with an entry, like right here on the 5 minutes. That put in a clear reversal candle, and then you could have came over to your normal chart, picked any place that you could get that was low at the channel. Maybe you would have waited till this wave, got yourself long in here, and then you could just stay in. Nothing wrong with that, especially with smaller sizes. Now, y'all been seeing I've been doing 2, 10, 15, and 25 contracts and getting out fast. If it goes against me, $100, $200, got to get out. Sorry, my hay fever is going crazy today. Careful. You're definitely getting FOMO. Yeah, 818, right? We want to see that 818. They may do it on a Friday. Wouldn't surprise me. Remember now, it's 1203 proper in New York City. So this is the lunch market. Lunch market trap. TSLL is up another 5% today. I love that Ninja Trader. Chat, look at that. Let's see if they can get me here. Ninja Trader will send you all text you your transactions too, so you can keep up with your log. I think I'm going to switch to Interactive Brokers, though they're a tad cheaper on fees, but they are, but only because of this impulse trading that I like to do. If you was going to do more of an intraday and hold them a little longer, like just like this little run right here, like you see a lot of people do. No reason to get out if your ASHIs are good. It's just how I choose to trade. It fits my psyche. But you got people that use the candle charts for an entry. Like there's a reversal on the next 5 minute candle. Drop it down to ones, find an entry, and they'll put their stop below the reversal candle on the ASHI, and then they just let it run. Just let it run. There's nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. You can't do that when you're trading 20 and 30 contracts because, especially if you're not on your own money, if you're on your prop firm money, because just your normal ebb and flow while she's going up or down will hit you intraday max loss. That's why I hate prop firms. I mean, I don't hate them personally. Individuals, they serve a good purpose for the training part of the community. And I like the ones where you can just go live, pay your way. You know what I mean? And just go right to a live account, $600, $700, $800 live account. On the 5 minute, we're at 63. Let's wait for the 5 minute to get overbought, okay? I'm showing 63.63 for your RSI. Yeah, just the way it comes. Yeah, yep. EMA, that's correct. EMA 14s. I don't know, Bubba. Let me go make sure. Hang on, let me go sure. 70, 50, 30. That's correct. It's all standard. That's a style inputs. I've got my RSI length to 21.
Oh, that's what.
Okay, I got it at 21.
What should I do?
21. Because we're using the EMAs on such short time frames, that'll give us a little more indication. You could do it as low as 9 if you want it fast. If you want it real fast, you can do 9. Now, the EMAs I got set to 9, but I got those turned off because we use the other indicator. There's no reason to double populate and slow down your rig. Right. Pull it back over here. All right, you're good. I'm scared to trade anymore.
But it's gonna hit the all-time high.
Doobie dobby, dobby doobie 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 doobie.
Yeah, that's not gonna be. And one's that all-time high today, it doesn't sound like.
Still a lot of the day left.
Oh, look at that. Temporary. Oh, my fingers got FOMO going. I'm touching you, Jim. Tapping on your head instead of the mouth.
Do it. Do it.
Five.
Almost there. No, you want to just close the door? Thanks, babe.
Oh, mm-hmm. Oh, look at the volume now. What?
Lunch. It's lunch. It's lunch. We shouldn't be trading at all because it is lunch, 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 lunch. Yeah, lunchtime. 12:09 every day. 12:09. That's why, like for you and I, 10:30 our time should be our cutoff unless we're in it, or if the market's just hot because. Look at here though. Look at here for the sell-off. Comes the sell-off, baby. Get right back out. But just wait. The top of that high is your pivot spot. So like 806, 805-ish. Don't let it go past 805. Are you trading NQs or MNQs? Okay. Lighting seems weird in here. What is that over there for? Oh, she opened the door. Oh, close that one too. That's ugly in there on the camera. Oh, never mind. I'm looking at Tim's. This is what chat sees. Bada bing, bada boom. 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 Bada bing, yeah, so XAI answered my email and said that they would prefer. Uh-oh. Did you get out? Good. Taking a little long here. Going against me. Might have to DCA. All right. I flattened with a little loss there. Missed it. Looking away. Talking about Grok. Or XAI. I'm going to get it back. I'll double up on my contracts here. That's all in my guide on how I do this. I basically follow professional roulette players, how they play the streets. And it works very, very well. It's not tilt or none of that. It's just a way to give you the opportunity that if you're going to do 7 and 3, 7 winners and 3 losers out of 10 trades, if you minimize your losses, and then when your probability for your next trade to be a winner after your loser goes way up after you've experienced a loser. So then you could double your lots. And see, I was the wrong way on that. I'm going to go ahead and take this short right here. Taking this short. Broke through that bottom of that channel. I might DCA a little bit here. Definitely going to DCA right there. Come on, baby. Let's get some green going. That's a breakdown. I'm going to let it run a little bit, get past 500 here. All right. 650. Flatten that. That was a great little breakdown, you guys. All I really did was, I know everybody's going to say, well, you said about the volume. But this cascading, and then when you're breaking through your EMAs and you're breaking through the bottom part of that channel, this big topping tail right here told me that was exhausted. Now, I had went long on that, and you just saw me take a $130 loss. You got to be nimble, just like that. Boom. I'm not biased. I'm going to do what the candles tell me. We broke through the middle of the channel. We had an exhausted tail here that just stopped me out. We had a small indecisive candle here, and then we got a little bit of volume. It started going down. It broke through the 5-period EMA. I shorted it. I let it go down through the, I'll show you exactly where I shorted it so you can see on the screen. Here's the executions on the screen right there. And I remember I told you I was on DCA. So here is my long, thinking that this was going to be the breakout, but it was the fake out. I covered it right here on this red aerial and took my $130 loss because I didn't have continuation. I knew when it pulled back to this inverse hammer that we were probably going to roll over here and clear. That's clearly a rollover candle at that point. It wasn't when I was trading it. And then I went in here. I felt confident in the trade. I added more, felt more confident in the trade. I added, and then I covered. And as Jim Carrey says, that's the way the cookie crumbles in micro scalping, video gaming it. Now, look, we only got two histogram candles down, and we're making a little reversal. But remember, I'm watching this thing on 30-second candles. So I've got to be nimble. You know, I might go to a 5-minute candle and it'd be like, why were you shorting at all, Jim? And you would be right, you know, but I am at the top of it. And you see all my trades today. I think I'm about 30, 35, 3,600. You guys can go back and add them all up. I don't show my account because I can't show it without showing my account number because I don't use Tradovate that has all that fancy stuff. And so, well, I mean, I can show you like a screenshot of it, of course. I don't know if the chat can see that. Up to 62,800. Started with 25,000 in this little account at the beginning of the month, beginning of last month. 62,842 now total. And I didn't trade a lot. I had some teeth problem. And I wasn't able to trade a lot in there, this new system. Sitting on the couch a lot, actually. So how many trades did I take today? Let's count the blues. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 trades. Seemed like I didn't do that many, but I guess we did. How many did you do today, Tim? You still... It's okay, bro. It's okay lesson. It's an okay lesson. Right, but you have to sit here and go through it. You got to sit here and go through it. If you don't sit here and go through it, you have nothing to compare it to in the future. You know what I'm saying? You don't have anything to compare it to. It's like, I've never raced a car with a tire going down. Well, now you have. You know what it feels like.
I think I'm done, Jim.
Okay, brother.
I can't.
Well, it's lunchtime. We shouldn't be in here at all. I was just hanging out with you. I'm going to do it too. Thank you, chat.